This is Across America with Carol Costello, November 15, 2017.
We are concerned that the President of the United States is so unstable, is so volatile, has a decision-making process that is so quixotic that he might order a nuclear weapons strike that is wildly out of step with U.S. national security interests.
Joining me now to talk about this, Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu of California. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. Of course, Chris Murphy was talking there, and he's a Democrat. Donald Trump is a Republican. So some Trump supporters might say this is all coming from a partisan place, is it?
No, I introduced legislation along with Senator Ed Markey to restrict the president's ability to launch a nuclear first strike. I introduced that last year when the president was President Obama, and we all believed that Hillary Clinton would be president. So this is not a partisan issue. It really is an issue about making sure that more people are involved before the decision to launch a nuclear first strike happens, because that could be catastrophic for the world.
So you guys held this hearing. Do you think anything will really come of it? Because it appears from past recent history that lawmakers don't really want to be so intimately involved with where America fights its wars.
That's a good question. So I'm glad that the hearing was held, because I think it's important for the American people to understand how easy it is to launch nuclear weapons in America. Basically, the president gives an order. The Secretary of Defense, under the law, has to execute that order, cannot object to it. The order goes down the military chain of command, and missiles launch. It's that easy. Congress is not involved. No member of the judiciary is involved. No other member of the president's cabinet is even involved. And many of us think that that's too few people who can literally destroy the world, and we need to change the process.
Sometimes, though, the president has to make an instantaneous decision on whether to strike another country because the threat is imminent.
That's correct. So our legislation does not apply to any strike in self-defense or in retaliation or against a foreign enemy who is attacking us. My legislation only says in a premeditated nuclear first strike, the president has to first get approval from Congress.
And are you concerned, you say premeditated, are you more concerned about this president's premeditation than you were about President Obama's or George W. Bush or?
I absolutely am, although that, again, was not the reason I introduced the bill, because I introduced it last year. But given some of the impulsive actions we've seen of this president, I think it does highlight the urgency for this bill. And because of the behavior of this president, the bill is now bipartisan, and we have already over 70 co-sponsors in the House.
So what is your biggest fear as it concerns this president and nuclear weapons?
The fear would be a nuclear first strike being launched by President Trump. The reason that former Secretary of Defense Bill Perry supports the bill is because he says that with our amazing conventional military, there is no target that we couldn't take out with conventional weapons that would require a nuclear first strike. And doing a nuclear first strike causes all sorts of problems, and it would kill millions of people potentially. It's something that he would first need to get approval from Congress before doing.
Yeah, when you talk like that, it brings up the specter of North Korea and its threat.
In terms of North Korea, I am pleased that the president, when he was in Asia, did say he was open to a deal. That is very different rhetoric than he said before, and I hope the president allows Secretary of State Tillerson to continue diplomatic negotiations. And we also need to have the economic sanctions take time to work.
Congressman Ted Lieu, thanks so much.
Thank you, Carol.